Today we will discuss about the thoracic cage, and it is the osseo-cartilaginous framework. Osseo means bones, this is the bones and these are the cartilage. So it is called the osseo-cartilaginous framework, which encloses the thoracic cavity. Anteriorly it is bounded by the sternum and it made up of the sternum. Above it is made up of the manubrium. Below it is the body of the sternum, and here there is a small part, it is a xiphoid graft. Anterior part of the ribs, this is the anterior part of the ribs, this is the anteriorly, and the costal cartilage. These are the all are the costal cartilage. Posteriorly it is bounded by the here you can see it is bounded by the vertebra, body of the 12 thoracic vertebra, and intervertebral disc and posterior parts of the ribs. This is the posterior part of the ribs. Here you can see. So, and on its sides there is 12 ribs and their cartilage and intercostal spaces. Thoracic inlet. This is the upper aperture of the thoracic inlet. Posteriorly it is bounded by the C7 transverse process of the C7 vertebra. On each side it is the outer border of the first rib, and outer border of the first rib on inner border of the first rib on each sides, and anteriorly it is by the upper border of the manubrium sternum. So thoracic inlet which is sloping downwards, posterior boundary which is upward as compared to the anterior boundary, and it is 45 degree. And here inner side of the upper ribs, internally it is there is a suprapleural membrane on the both sides, and the thoracic outlet, here we cannot see it, but the thoracic outlet which is bounded by the diaphragm, and it is separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. So this is about to the thoracic inlet and thoracic outlet, and the boundaries of the intervertebral space. There are total 11 intervertebral space in each side, total 12 ribs on each sides, but there is a 11 intercostal spaces because one less space as compared to the ribs. So total 12 ribs on each side, total 24 ribs, and it makes the thoracic cage. And intercostal space, 3 to 6 intercostal space, it is called the typical intercostal space, because first, second, and this is the third, fourth, fifth and sixth, 3 to 6 intercostal space, it is called the typical intercostal space, because the neurovascular bundles which is only remain inside the intercostal space, like intercostal nerve, intercostal artery and intercostal veins, which is only innervated to the intercostal space. That's why it is called the typical intercostal space. And first and second intercostal space, where there is a first intercostal nerve, T1, which is along with the brachial plexus, T2 it is makes the intercostal brachial nerve, and T7 to T12 which makes the it innervate to the skin of the abdomen. So only 3 to 6 intercostal space are the typical intercostal space, and the boundaries of the intercostal space, I will show you one boundaries here. Upper border, like this is the one intercostal space. So above it is bounded by the upper border of the lower border of the upper ribs, and some book it is also mentioned here there is a one groove inside the lower part of the ribs. It is called the costal groove. Here you can see this is the costal groove. On that side, on the deep side, here you can see this is the costal groove. This is the costal groove. So above it is bounded by the upper part of the costal groove, to the below boundary by the upper border of the lower ribs. Below it is bounded by the upper border of the lower ribs. It is the boundary of the intercostal space. Posteriorly it is bounded by the body of the corresponding thoracic vertebra, and the anteriorly this intercostal space which is bounded by the lateral border of the sternums. Anteriorly it is bounded by the lateral border of the sternum. So this is the boundaries of the intercostal spaces, and each intercostal space inside the costal groove there is a intercostal vessels. One you have to remember, vein, artery and nerves, which is lies above to the downwards. Now we will discuss about the intercostal muscles. There are three intercostal muscles: external intercostal muscles, which directed downwards, forwards and medially. This is the direction of the external intercostal muscles. But these external intercostal muscles between the costal cartilage to the lateral border of the sternum, which is converted into the membrane. So here you can see this is the membrane of the external intercostal muscles, which is converted into the membrane. So here you can see this is the direction of the external intercostal muscles, but between the interchondral part of the ribs, this external intercostal muscles which is converted into the membrane, but over the remaining part of the ribs, between the intercostal space, between the bony part of the intercostal space, which is the muscles. Here you can see it is very thick as compared to the on that side it is only membrane. So between the interchondral part, the external intercostal muscles which is converted into the membrane, remaining place the external intercostal muscles which is muscular. Now the another muscles which is this is the external intercostal muscles which is directed downwards, forwards and medially, while the internal intercostal muscles, this is the internal intercostal muscles which is directed downwards, forwards and laterally. It is nearly perpendicular. This is the direction of the internal intercostal and this is the direction of the external intercostal muscles. So it is nearly 90 degree which is perpendicular to the each others. This is the internal intercostal muscles which is converted on the posterior aspect of the at the angle of the rib. On the posterior aspect, we right now we cannot able to see, but the posterior aspect of the ribs, intercostal space at the angle of ribs to the body of the vertebra, it converted same way like membrane. This is the external intercostal membrane. Same way the internal intercostal muscles which is converted into the membrane, into the from the angle of the ribs to the body of the vertebra. And third muscles, it is the transverse thoracis. It is a three part. It is difficult to see here, but whenever we can reflect these two muscles, it is the inconstant muscles. It is a three part. Just behind to the sternum, it is called the sternocostalis. Into middle part, it is called the intercostalis intimi, and on the posterior part, it is called the subcostalis muscles. So this is about to the intercostal muscles. Now we will discuss about the anti-intercostal artery. Anti-intercostal artery are the present into the 9 intercostal space. It is absent into the 10th and 11th intercostal space. But before we discuss about the anti-intercostal artery, we should know about the internal thoracic artery. This is the internal thoracic artery or vessels. Here you can see this is the artery and this one is the vein. So internal thoracic artery, it is a branch of the second part of the subclavian artery. Above to the, this is the manubriosternal joint, and this is the manubrioclavicular joints. It arises from the sternoclavicular joint above to the 2 centimeters. Above to it is arise from the subclavian artery, and it is goes straightly downwards 1 centimeter lateral to the 1 centimeter lateral to the lateral border of the sternum. Over the up to the 3 intercostal space, it is directly related with the pleura, but after the 3 to 6 intercostal space, it is in between there is sternocostalis muscles. Now this intercostal internal thoracic artery, it gives the in each space, it gives the 2 branches into the each space. here it is difficult, it is very small branches, so it will tear and rupture. But here you can see this is the branches of the internal thoracic artery into the each space. It gives the two branches, and one at the level of the upper border of the ribs and one at the lower border of the ribs. So in each space up to the 6 intercostal space, it is directly branches from the internal thoracic artery, and 7 to 9 space it is the branches of the internal thoracic artery into the 6 intercostal space. It divided into the two branches, superior epigastric and musculophrenic artery. And at the level of the 7 to 9 intercostal space, this artery which is arise from the musculophrenic artery. This is the musculophrenic artery. It gives the, in each space it gives the branches, two intercostal branches into the each space. So musculophrenic it gives from the 7 to 9 spaces. And then this musculophrenic artery at the level of diaphragm, which is end, and along with it internal thoracic artery, there is a vena comitant, and this vena comitant, of the two vena comitant on each side at the third intercostal space, this two vena comitant which is united, and it makes a single internal thoracic vein. And this internal thoracic vein, it is also called the internal thoracic vessel, also called the internal mammillary vessels. So this internal thoracic vein at the level of the third intercostal space, it makes the single vein, and this internal thoracic vein ultimately open into the subclavian vein. So this is the anterior intercostal vessels, and here you can see there is a branches of the intercostal nerves. It is a muscular branches, anterior intercostal nerves, which is pierced to the muscles, and it comes into the anterior compartment of the intercostal space. Now the structure inside the intercostal space, which is dissected from the posterior side or posterior wall. This is the vertebra, and inside the vertebra there is a spinal cord, and here you can see inside the intercostals, this is the upper part of the ribs, upper ribs, and this is the lower ribs. In between there is a space, it is called the intercostal space. So inside the costal groove, the above to below structures are the vein. This is the vein, this is the artery, and this is the nerves. And here you can see discussion of the intercostal space. We already discussed above to downwards. The most upper structure, it is the vein. Here you can see this is the vein. In between is the artery, and lower one is the nerve. Now here you can see nerves which gives the branches are the muscular branches. It gives the collateral branches and some of the periosteal branch and nerves which is goes anteriorly, and it pierces to the inner intercostals and internal intercostals, and then it becomes continuous between the internal intercostal muscles and external intercostal muscles, and then it pierces to the external intercostal muscles. Same way the artery, here you can see this is the intercostal, posterior intercostal artery, which gives the collateral branches, and this collateral branches which is goes along with the upper border of the lower ribs, it is goes downwards and along with the collateral branch of the nerves. So basically here it is difficult to dissect by the my own eyes, but we can see from above to downwards there is a structure are the vein, artery, and nerves. One you have to remember inside the intercostal space. But what is the difference between the right side and left sides? This is the right side and this one is the left side. Here you can see this is the aorta. So the right posterior intercostal vessels, which is longer as compared to the left side of the intercostal spaces, intercostal vessels, because the aorta which is lies on the left side and that's why the right intercostal space, right intercostal vessels which crosses just behind to the esophagus, trachea, sympathetic chain, and it enter inside the right side of the intercostal space, while the left, which is directly goes inside the intercostal space. And here also you can see this intercostal nerves which gives the branches to the sympathetic chain. This is the sympathetic chain, and it makes the gray rami and white rami which is emerging from the sympathetic chain. So this is about to the structure inside the intercostal space. In short, you have to remember posterior intercostal vessels, mainly the artery which is arise from the first and second, which is first and second intercostal artery, which is arise from the superior intercostal branch of the costocervical trunk, and 3 to 11 are arise from the descending thoracic aorta. So on each side, totally the posterior intercostal vessels are the 11 in number, while the anterior intercostal vessels are only 9 in number. You have to remember, anteriorly the intercostal vessels are in each space there is up to the 9 intercostal space, but posteriorly the intercostal vessels which lies up to the 11th intercostal space. You have to remember. You have to remember the posterior intercostal vessels which crosses the esophagus, trachea. Here we cannot see right now, but it crosses the azygous vein, thoracic duct. This all the structure which is crosses from left to right sides, and then it enter into the right side of the intercostal spaces. So this is about to the intercostal spaces and intercostal nerves.